Hi students. So in the last session we discussed about the homolytic cleavage. What is the homolytic cleavage? What are the necessary conditions and what are the products of the homologous series? All these things we discussed in the last session. You just remember regarding the homolytic cleavage, if on the arrow, if some reactants are there, reaction is to be taking place, and on the arrow if there is a presence of H nu, or there is a presence of UV light, or there is a presence of sunlight, or even initiators like hydrogen peroxide, benzoyl peroxide, etc., then definitely their product will be the neutral species, that is the free radical. You remember that. And what are the conditions for the homolytic cleavage? Low temperature is required. Okay, low temperature is required. Then non-polar solvents are required. Reactions are favored in the non-polar solvents, etc. Some of the conditions are there for the homolytic cleavage. You just remember that condition. And most important thing is that if on the arrow in the reaction, if there is a presence of H nu, UV, sunlight, or H2O2 or any other peroxides are there, then definitely the cleavage is a homolytic cleavage and the products are the neutral species or the free radicals, right? So now today we'll discuss about the next type of the fission or the cleavage or the bond breaking. There are two types of bond breaking, there are two types of the bond cleavage or the bond fission. That is, one is the homolytic fission that we discussed in the last session, and now today we are going to discuss about the heterolytic cleavage or heterolytic breaking. So let us start. See here, heterolytic cleavage or breaking or fission. Now here the bond is made up of again how many electrons? So 2 electrons. Okay. Now the breaking of this bond will take place in such a way that both the bonded electrons, they get attracted, they get acquired by the 1CH3 group, and it will acquire the negative charge. It will acquire the negative charge, and this CH3 group will lose its electron. That's why it will acquire plus charge. Means in the heterolytic cleavage there is a formation of charged species. There is a formation of cation and anions. Okay, in the heterolytic cleavage there is a formation of charged species, that is cations and anions. On the other hand, in the homolytic cleavage there is a formation of neutral species rather than charges, right? Here now the carbon bearing positive charge is called as a carbocation, and carbon bearing negative charge is called as a carbanion. This is a carbocation and carbanion. These are the reactive intermediates. These are the intermediate species, and we will discuss later on in detail about that reactive intermediates. Now let us start. Let us try to understand how the heterolytic cleavage will take place. What are the essential conditions for the heterolytic cleavage? Okay, now this is the common example just for understanding. If the reaction mixture is heated and then there is a formation of carbocation and carbanion ion. In this case, both the electrons, both the bonded electrons, they get attracted, they get acquired by one of the species or one of the group, and another will lose that electron, so it will acquire plus charge, and if it will acquire minus charge. There are two electrons. One electron is of this carbon and another electron is of this carbon. Okay, there are two electrons, means one electron is from the same carbon atom, and this another electron is from this carbon atom. Means it will take the electron which is present on this carbon, and it will also take the electron which is of the another carbon atom. Both electrons are taken by this carbon, so it will acquire negative charge. It will acquire negative charge, and as this carbon loses its electron, that's why it will acquire plus charge. It is the carbon bearing plus charge or positive charge is known as carbocation, and carbon bearing negative charge is known as carbanion. In this way the charge species are going to be formed in case of the heterolytic cleavage. Now let us try to understand what are the conditions for the heterolytic cleavage. What are the conditions? First condition is polar solvents are required. Okay, polar solvents are required. You know what are the polar solvents? Polar protic solvents, polar aprotic solvents, non-polar solvents, etc. Here in this case, polar solvents are required, so that what will happen? Suppose this is the example. Here the one of the chlorine compound is here. Here the bond, again it will have 2 electrons. Okay, 2 electrons are there, and here the electronegativity of chlorine and carbon are different. Electronegativity of chlorine is higher than that of the electronegativity of the carbon. That's why both the bonded electrons, they get attracted by the chlorine, because chlorine is a more electronegative than that of the carbon. Okay, chlorine is more electronegative than carbon. That's why both the bonded electrons, they get attracted by the chlorine, and so chlorine will acquire negative charge and carbon will get the positive charge. Again, cations and anions are going to be formed, so that it is a hydrolytic cleavage. Okay, what are the products of the hydrolytic cleavage? Formation of charged species, formation of cations and anions, formation of carbocation and carbanion. These are the products of the hydrolytic cleavage. Okay, so what is the first condition? Polar solvents are required. Now here in this example, the molecule is already polar. This molecule is already polar because of the difference in the electronegativity between the chlorine and the carbon. It is already polar, and if we add polar solvents into this, then it will get again polar. Okay, molecule, this bond become polar, and the molecule will become polar, and there is automatically the development of the positive and negative charges will develop if the bond become polar. Okay, so the reactions are favored in the presence of the polar solvents. Polar solvents are required, so that we will get the carbocation and carbanion ions, etc. The second condition is that the reaction may take place at a moderate rate. Reaction will proceed at a moderate rate. Rate कैसा होता है इसका? Rate moderate होता है. Third condition is high temperature is required. In the homolytic cleavage, we have studied that the reaction and in the homolytic cleavage, low temperature is required. Okay, if low temperature is there, then there will be the formation of neutral species, that is free radicals. Okay, if low temperature is there, then there will be the formation of free radicals, that is the neutral species. But if high temperature is there, if high temperature is there, then there is a formation of carbocation and carbanion ion. Right, these are the three essential conditions for the hydrolytic cleavage. Now this is the first example, and so we will try about the second example. It is a ethanol. Okay, aqueous means there is a presence of water. Now here question arises before us that which bond will break here during the hydrolytic cleavage. Which bond will break? Either this bond will break, or this bond will break, or this bond will. Which bond will break? Now let us try to understand this concept. Here there is no difference in electronegativity between the carbon and carbon. Carbon are having same electronegativity, almost same electronegativity, and here there is a difference in electronegativity between the oxygen and carbon. Oxygen is having electronegativity, how much? Electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. Okay, 3.5, and electronegativity of carbon is 2.5. Electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1. Means there is a difference in the electronegativity between the bonded atoms. Now, which bond will be more polar? Which bond is having more electronegativity difference? That we have to understand first, and then we can decide which bond will break. Right? Which bond will break? Either CO bond will break or OH bond will break. That will be depend upon the electronegativity difference, means it is depend upon the polarity of a bond. Those bonds which are more polar have more electronegativity difference, and that bond will get break. So here there is a difference in electronegativity between the oxygen and hydrogen, more electronegativity difference. there is a more electronegativity difference as compared to this bond. So here this bond becomes more polar, Which bond? OH bond is more polar bond, and this bond CO bond is less polar bond. This bond is less polar bond and this bond is more polar bond. Why this bond is more polar bond is OH bond is more polar? Because the difference in the electronegativity between the two bonded atom, hydrogen and oxygen, is more as compared to the carbon and oxygen. What is the electronegativity difference between the oxygen and hydrogen? Here 1.4 is the electronegativity difference between the oxygen and hydrogen. So this bond will become more polar, and that's why there is a formation of such types of charged species CH3, CH2O. Now this oxygen and this hydrogen plus hydrogen will get here plus charge, oxygen will get here minus charge. What is the reason? Oxygen is more electronegative. You know that electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. Electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. Electronegativity of hydrogen is 2.1, which is less. That's why both the bonded electrons, they get attracted by the oxygen towards itself. That's why the one electron is of oxygen, this another electron is of that hydrogen, and both electrons they get attracted by the more electronegative oxygen atom. That's why it will acquire negative charge and it will acquire positive charge. It is called as a proton. What? It is called as a proton, and it is a ethoxide ion. Ethoxide. It is ethoxide ion. It is a proton. Why it is called as a proton? H plus ions are called as a proton. H plus ions are called as a proton because what is the reason? See here, hydrogen having atomic number 1. It means number of protons is equal to 1, number of electrons is equal to also 1, neutrons are already 0 here, and if hydrogen loses one of the if hydrogen loses one of the electron, then there is no any electron along with the hydrogen, there is no any neutron तो already absent था. प्रोटॉन भी क्या किया, इलेक्ट्रॉन भी क्या किया, हाइड्रोजन ने लूज कर दिया, और ये लूज किया हुआ इलेक्ट्रॉन किसके पास आए? ऑक्सीजन के पास आए, है ना. ऑक्सीजन ने क्या किया, इसका भी एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ले लिया और हाइड्रोजन का भी एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ले लिया. बिकॉज ऑक्सीजन इज मोर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव, oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. That's why both the bonded electrons they get attracted, they get acquired by the oxygen atom, and it will acquire the negative charge which is called as a ethoxide ion. Hydrogen loses its one electron, that's why it will get plus charge, and H plus ions are called as protons. Why protons? Because in this hydrogen atom now there is only one proton is present. No electron is present, no neutrons are present, no any neutron, no any electrons are present in the hydrogen atom. Only one proton is present, and that's why it is called as a proton. H plus ions are called as a proton. This type of cleavage or breaking is called as a heterolytic cleavage. What? Heterolytic cleavage or heterolytic breaking. Okay. So now let us see the next example. Third example, this is RCOOH. I have written in this manner for easy understanding. Now this is CH2, O ethoxide ion, and this is the proton. Now this is RCOOH. It is a acid. This here is also aqueous, here is also aqueous in presence of water. Again there is a question, which bond will break? Which bond will break first? Here there is no difference in electronegativity between oxygen and oxygen, and there is a difference in the electronegativity between the oxygen and the hydrogen. Again same thing will happen here also. Both the bonded electrons they get acquired by the oxygen atom. They get acquired by the oxygen atom. So oxygen atom will acquire will acquire negative charge. It will acquire negative charge, and hydrogen will acquire positive charge. Hydrogen will acquire positive charge. Same thing like this. Both electrons they get transferred from both the bonded electrons, they get transferred towards the oxygen atom. That's why oxygen atom will get negative charge, and here hydrogen atom will get positive charge. That is, here are COO negative and plus here H plus. Means here is also the formation of cations and anions, right? Formation of cations and anions are going to be formed when hydrolytic cleavage will take place, right? These are the essential conditions, necessary conditions. Polar solvents are required. Reaction will take place at a moderate rate, and high temperature is required. At low temperature, what will we get? At low temperature, we will get the free radicals, neutral species. When temperature is low, then the fission of a bond or cleavage of bond will take place homolytically. Homolytic cleavage means both the bonded electrons they get migrated towards each bonded atoms, right? One atom and another atom, both atoms will get one electron. But in the hydrolytic cleavage, both the bonded electrons they get attracted by one of the atom, which is more powerful, which is having more electronegative, okay, which is having more electronegativity, that will acquire both the bonded electrons, and that's why it will acquire, one will acquire negative charge and other will acquire positive charge. Thus there is a formation of carbocation and carbanions. All these carbocations, carbanion ions, free radicals, these are the reactive intermediates. And what are these reactive intermediates? We will see. We will study in detail in the next session. So today we will stop here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.